guys, my name is Gita Abiola Loyakule. I want you to be watching Nas TV Africa. They are giving premium content.
Shout out to Nas TV Africa.
Nas TV Africa. In Africa, for Africa.
The issue of Nigeria being patient is never our problem in this country. And if you're going to put it correctly, one thing I always say in my private chat with other people is that the president that I know, President Tinubu, I always tell people, is somebody who wants to be great, who loves greatness, who wants to be known for great things. And is somebody who has this arrangement with destiny, with history. Is somebody who is constant of being remembered for good things. So he believes that, okay, I want to be a reformer. I want to be the man that will change the narratives of this country. Fantastic. I know that's exactly what he wants. That was his desire. But I have two messages. One, I'm going to indulge the public. And I'm going to tell the government the fact, the truth. The public, maybe I'll come to you later. But let me, I want to believe you have the public people here, not only civil servants, the people that are truly good. So, the government, that's what is called emotional intelligence. In economics, that we have two approaches. We have positive economics and normative economics. And every decision that's been taken so far, why people are shouting, it has to do with either normative or positive economics. What does positive economics say? It says what it is, what is supposed to be, not what ought to be. That what we have to do is not what we wish to be done. But under the same economics, it is called another angle, which is normative economics, which what it ought to be. Like fine, we have to, okay, let me give you two examples. When Awolowo was asked, of late memory, great memory, he was asked, what are you going to do with the bogus civil service? What do you intend to do with them? Are you going to sack them so that I'll be able to pay the rest? He said no. He said that will be positive economics. Where you have, let's say, 20 staff in your office, and you intend, and you think that the resources is no more. You have one decision that the classical economics, please let me be noting that. The classical economics will tell you that you should reduce your staff. Sack them, let us have little numbers. So when you have little numbers, I will be able to pay them. There's nothing wrong about it as far as classical economics are concerned. It's a question of demand and supply. That's positive economics. But normative economics say, no, please don't sack them. Leave them. But expand their responsibilities. Expand their responsibility. If they used to come 8 to 4, let it be 8 to 6. Let them do more so that they can earn more. So that if the productivity was on 40%, let it be increased to 60, 70%. By then, you still engage them without creating more trouble. And again, you are able to pay them without sacking anybody. But somebody have to pay something. I won't sack you, but you are going to do this for me. Now, the issue that I have personally with the federal government, let me tell you something to preface my remark. There's nothing wrong about all the policies. It's not always the policies that is a problem. The problem is always implementation and approach. That's the problem. There's something that's called that psychological reform. Psychological reform. Nigerians, please, round of applause for yourself, please. Honestly, you are the strongest being that ever lived. Honestly. And it will be unfair to abuse Nigerians or to condemn Nigerians for what they are going through at this point in time. I listened to Barrister in 1979. If all these children, if they don't know Barrister and they are listening to him today, they will think he's talking about now. A lot is going on. Nigeria is weak. We have been abused too much. And we have always been asked to be patient. All what we are requiring, all what we request, is our president to be our president. This place is, I told the Ministry of Information, I told my guy, okay, you are just, I would have loved to be saying this on campus. I would have loved to be saying this where we have our students and, but the fact is this. Nigerians, you have gone through hell. You have seen. We have always been preaching that things to get better. But the issue I'm going to enumerate is that I have with the federal government is that it was never our decision. Because for you to be able to speak to people as information agent here, you must seek to understand to be understood. You cannot impose your will, your vision, your view. You cannot go to people that they come. You have to be patient. It's not easy. People have gone through this. In Ali Wuziri, no, you cannot continue telling people like that. You have to let them understand. You have to show them that I understand your pain. You have to understand their psychic. What is that psychic? The permanent psychic that an average local, a farmer from village is asking. Is that what is the subsidy? Doesn't understand. What is subsidy? They said they remove our subsidy. That's why I always leave my village to my farm with 100 naira bike. But now it's 500. Who is that subsidy? The only thing you understand is the fact that the yam you used to buy for 1,000 is now 5,000. Who is that subsidy? How do we convince that kind of person? That is because some people are stealing subsidy. That's why you have to pay. Some people are stealing subsidy. Is it my father? Was it my brother? Was it my son? Then I have to pay for people that are stealing subsidy? These are the questions that are begging for answers. If the very person that is asking that question, who is subsidy, now heard that the government has jailed about 100 people, and that one they jail somebody. Hey, I want you don't give subsidy. Oh, I want to come back. No person is in prison as a result of subsidy. These are the things that is agitating people's mind, both intellectual and average human being. And the only reason we have is that it was never Nigeria's fault. It was never Nigeria's fault that the subsidy was removed. It was never Nigeria's fault that subsidy was introduced in the first place. It was because, hello, ma. And so, me. People are angry because the subsidy was introduced because of the incompetency of past leaders. If there was no, if the past leaders have fixed the refineries, that was their responsibility. We will not be talking about subsidy today. But the federal government felt out of emotional intelligence, like it's not these people's fault that we could not fix our refinery. It's we as leaders that we fail to do it. In that case, we need to compensate them. In the process, because if they remove our oil and they take it out for refinement, and they now sell it back to us, they will now collect money for freight, for tax, everything. It is called landing costs. Those are the money that's now added to the price of the oil. But it's to be very high, like we are paying today. The government now said, if we are exporting oil for refinement, then we buy it back. It's not the fault of the people. Then we have to pay them for that incompetency. That's why we are buying fuel 150 in those days. How much were you buying it? We bought it 14 naira, but they will remove it. Then some people brought themselves together from government and private sector. They are stealing. When they are stealing the money to the point that they were laying claims on imported fuel that never reached this shore, and they are collecting money for it. Point that one of the former governors said he met somebody in US, and he said that, please tell Buhari, if you are close to him, that he should remove subsidy. I've made more than enough money that my fourth generation will use. And they made that money off us.